All right, we are Sean and Tristan Cross the Sports Warriors. We are here with Joe Mora, one of our trainers here at Nine NIne in Wildomar. Dude, you've had a crazy life leading up to this very moment. We just had the ribbon cutting here in Wildomar. What does this mean to you right now to have a home calling yourself?
It means so much, I always have this dream that I'm gonna one day write a book called Little Barrio Boy. And Little Barrio Boy represents a little kid that grew up in the barrio ghetto of Compton and Linwood and Watts. And the odds are stacked against you. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna be, in those statistics, you're gonna end up in prison or dead. And that was the journey I was on, and finally I started boxing. I got into boxing, my mom was always pushing me, saying, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Football, soccer, keeping me focused, keep my mind straight. And that's the biggest factor, I think, no matter where you live, no matter what your environment is, you have a mom and dad, somebody that's gonna be there for you, whether poor or rich, that's all that matters. That's why in my academy, I'm really big on family. I know I've mentioned to you, it's family's so important because we have to guide the younger minds and let them know that, look, I wasn't given anything. I worked so hard, and I would say, because my father not here, it's missing a piece, but I'm happy that I made this journey. I'm here. I went against the odds, and everybody was, no, it won't happen. No, you can't happen. And all the naysayers, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, the naysayers. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and I want to go and open up another one in Lake Elsinore. So maybe next year in January, you'll find us 9/9 grand opening, Lake Elsinore.
So you talked about that you grew up in boxing.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in jiu-jitsu? How did you end up getting attached to 9/9? How did that circle all end up developing from boxing to where you're standing right now in front of your own gym in Wildomar?
It's weird. I was never a firm believer in going to the ground. I wanted to stand up, stand and bang. I was like, I don't want to go to the ground. I would always be that guy talking crap about it. And boxing 10 years in Linwood and Maywood, one day what happened was I took my daughter, she's about 12 years old, to the fight lab with Corey Cass. And this guy, a little redheaded guy, kept walking by me and bugging me. I should do jiu-jitsu. I should do some jiu-jitsu. A month later, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I put on my first gi and never looked back. And it was just my journey started. I went from watching UFCs to actually training in an academy where they taught MMA. Before Corey Cass, I was into it, but not into it as much. I trained a little bit with Mark Hall, and off and on with other friends that did it. But really, the Fight Lab is what started my whole journey. Eventually, a few years after, we parted ways, and I went to train, looking for another home. I found another home with Andre Galval. Spending a few years with Andre taught me so much. He's really strict. He's very competitive, and he pushes you beyond your limit. We parted ways. I still have a lot of respect for Andre. I love everybody at Autos. I have mad respect for everything they've done, and I don't portray myself as a world champion or portray myself as a big name in the community, but I do consider myself someone that is giving back to the beautiful art we call jiu-jitsu. And
that's the thing that you touched on earlier, family. That's what it comes back down to.
Yes.
And I think I've said it to a number of people in the community that we've been in just the MMA community alone, is you find the goodness in people that has the family aspect, and then you find the guys that are not really about that. So you've got to, it's hard to finally associate yourself with the family brand, and it seems like you finally have found that family niche.
Yes, I did. You know what, when I found it was with Professor Tellis. He shared the same ideas I did, that I see it, and I got some grief for this. I posted on my Facebook a while back about big academies tend to focus on just the champions, just the world champions, just the kids that are going to be world champions. Well, what about the kids that are not going to ever be world champions? What about those kids that are going to be, just okay, semi-decent? What if they're challenged? What if they're ADHD, ADD? We can't just focus on world champions. I understand that they want to build their name up. They want to build the academy up. I understand that. but don't just promote on your Instagram or your Facebook just your world champs. It's not about that. I look at it as all my kids, all my students are champions, whether you are a world champion or you're just somebody that shows up once a week, or you're 50 years old and you show up. You're a champion because you're actually doing something. So that's where I kind of have a little problem with other people doing this, and I wanted to change that. I want to say, you know what, I'm going to teach, and I can tell you right now, 100%, I have about 10 students I teach for free because they're poor, because they don't have a community center or a community to go learn like I did. Boxing was free when I was growing up. We don't have that anymore. That dream is gone. Everything costs money. So I teach kids, if they tell me they can't afford it and they have a good heart and they want to be guided in the right direction, I teach them free. I have no problems with that. It's not just about the money. I work full time. I travel once a month, sometimes twice a month. And I'm here 95% of the time I'm at my academy, whether it's cleaning, advertising, promoting, whatever it is, I am here, 100% dedicated to my academy.
We're here with Joe Mora, one of the head trainers and the man behind Nine NIne out here in Wildomar. Joe, family, training, you have a huge backing right now. Crazy people right now with your jiu-jitsu tournament that you had earlier in this evening with the little kids. You have the adults going right now. You talk about from the kids that are growing up that I swear you just had kids that were like 4 and 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I see you dragging them right back to the center of the ring, and just that smile on your face when you're teaching these kids is infectious. And we can tell you right now, standing here, the Sports Warriors with Joe Mora, is that rubs off on so many people that we see out here, and trust me, man, we're gonna do one heck of a job.
Thank you. I love teaching kids. They come in with no ego, they come in with no attitude, and you can always tell they love it to death. I have a little girl, America is her name, and I know she's got a bright future ahead of her. I know Jacob and Mason, all the kids, and I try to remember everybody's name, and remembering everybody's name, it can be difficult at times when you start building up your numbers and your students and your clientele.
Like, and then remembering sitting in the bracket, right?
yeah. And then you remember the parents, and the parents give you the look because you forgot their son in the bracket. It's an exciting feeling. I get the adults. I prefer to teach white belts because they come in with no ego. If I get a blue belt that walks in my door, a purple belt that walks in my door, they want to learn. I'm okay with it, but I have to check them at the door and let them know, look, we're a family. We're not here to kill each other, murder each other, hurt each other. We're here to have a great time, build and grow as a family and as a team as a whole. And that's my biggest philosophy, and that's what I'm always going to push in my academy. That's what I've always done. Am I perfect? No, by all means, I'm not perfect. I try to live my lifestyle to the best I can, and I think that's why when I found Professor Tellis and we shared the same ideas, it was just like, click, I'm going to affiliate myself. I went from Aftermath MMA to Nine NIne Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just like that. I didn't want to do the whole Aftermath anymore, and that's what everybody that's what I was known for in the area, was Aftermath MMA. Full-on, old-school boxing MMA gym, but I wanted to kind of separate myself a little bit and say, it's going to be now Nine NIne Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and if I do boxing, which I do, and kickboxing, it's a plus, So, and I want to keep my rates down and affordable. It doesn't have to be so expensive.
There's two parts to my next question. One, he touched on the kids. I was talking to my wife, Fallon, about watching these kids, the young guys, and you're talking about teaching the kids that have like ADHD and all sorts of learning disabilities. And then you see these kids, not to say that any of them have them, but you look at the kids and understanding at such a young age on how to do that.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to also transition to being able to bring in those kids that have those learning disabilities, that, hey, if kids can learn at a young age, understand the technique, the styles, and grasp that at such a young age, that anything can be overcome?
Yeah, you're right. And I could tell you, I took in my first kid who was autistic, a mild case of autism. And after that, I've gotten another one. And then since then, I've added 4 more that all are challenged. And I'm like, I wonder if there's a community that they speak to each other and they say, look, what happens with taekwondo, karate, aikido, kempo, all these other martial arts. I don't knock them. I respect all of them. But if you focus only on the world champions and you sweep the others under the rug, what are we telling our kids, the future?
What are we teaching?
What are we teaching them? Like, I mean, we have to say, look, why do kids get bullied in school? Because they don't have the fanciest clothes, or maybe they are autistic. Well, if you do the same thing, then you're actually saying, hey, it's the same thing, I'm gonna bully you because my mom said I don't have to train with you because you're autistic. No, we as businessmen, if you own a martial arts school and you own a kempo, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, teach everybody and treat them all the same because they're all equal, whether they're autistic or not. I value everybody's opinion, and everybody has a right to say whatever they want to say in my academy. So whether they're a small kid, autistic kid, challenged, ADHD, ADD, it doesn't matter to me. They deserve a right to be here and teach and be taught the art we call Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
You should just end up changing this to #family because it just centers right back around that. Then my last question to you is, what has it been like training with Professor Tellus?
Oh man, it's going from Andre Galval to Professor Tellus was different because Tellus has got a weird style of jiu-jitsu. Octopus guard, turtle guard, and you combine them. That's why he's known as weird jiu-jitsu. He'll get in positions and you'll just kind of step back and say, whoa, what did you just do? And Tellus will look at me and say, I don't know what I just did, Joe Mora. And he doesn't even know what he did, but he got me in a submission or he did something weird. And it's kind of like, well, how do you teach that? How do you teach those things? And so I kind of been studying a lot of turtle position in octopus guard, and when you walk into my academy, you see a big turtle, and then the other side you see an octopus, and we did that in honor of Professor Tellus. Yeah. And then in the academy, when you walk in, you see the big turtle. You know, so it's so weird training with them, but I love it to death. You know, it can be difficult because it's not only I don't do this as my main lifestyle, my main job. It's I work full time and I do this in the evening. So it can be stressful. It can be hard on my body. It can be hard physically and mentally. And it's not the easiest sport to get into. I'm gonna go out and say it. Be prepared to be challenged mentally and physically every day. You have to tell yourself you want to push yourself. That's why you see there's such a vast amount of people vast majority amount of people that quit after they get their blue belt, quit after they get their pro belt, quit after they get their brown belt. There's only like less than, I would say 2%, 3% they'd actually stick with it from start to finish to achieve their black belt. It's a small percentage of people that actually do it, and I'm not one to quit.
And that's why the black belt, they always say, is the hardest to achieve.
Hardest to achieve, and I believe that 100%. It's not until, white belt, you're always looking to be the blue belt. Blue belt, you're looking to be the purple belt. Purple belt, you're looking to be the brown belt. But it gets harder and harder every month, year, day. Every time you get home and your fingers are like this or your knees are hurt. I've had since I've started jiu-jitsu, 1, 2, 3 surgeries, okay? Broken thumbs, fingers, toes, hyperextended arm, hurt my back numerous times and my neck. I mean, it's not easy on the body. Stretch, guys, stretch. And don't get old. I'm gonna be 43 years old, 23 years being married this year to my wife, who I met in high school. Not many people can say they've been married.
High school sweetheart.
High school sweetheart. And she's put up with a lot. Sorry, babe. But I love her to death, and she lets me do what I want and doesn't give me any grief as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I love it.
And clearly it shows you're very happy with what you're doing. So again, congratulations on Nine NIne Jiu Jitsu here in Wildomar. We are the Sports Warriors here with Joe Mora. Again, man, we wish you the best. And hey, you guys want to get off the streets or you guys want to do anything with your life, come to Nine NIne Jiu Jitsu here in Wildomar. Train with Joe Mora and his group, and they'll teach you some great techniques and keep your head right.
Yes.